If you want to understand the old school Renaissance, you have to go back to 1981. Not to Greyhawk, not to the first little brown books, but to the slim red rule book with the dragon on the cover. Oh, wait. I'm talking about this one, right? Edited by Tom Moldvay, and of course, the partner volume, Expert, by David Cook and Steve Marsh. Because BX wasn't just another edition; it wound up being the Rosetta Stone that defined the OSR. So let's rewind for a second. In 1981, D&D was split into two directions. You had Advanced D&D, Gary Gygax's massive hardcovers, dense rolls, heavy rolls, and they were tournament ready, right? There was the uniform system to use for tournaments, and you had basic D&D meant for the rest of us. The Holmes edition before this was the bridge not to a simpler D&D. It was supposed to be the bridge from white box D&D to AD&D. It references AD&D in it. But Mulvey and Cook went a different direction, and they said, no, this is its own game. It's not an introduction. It's a better presentation. It wasn't simplified AD&D. It was streamlined D&D proper. And that decision to focus on clarity, modular design, accessibility, essentially, gave birth to the DNA of the old school revival. And follow me here. Moldvay's genius wasn't in inventing new mechanics. It was in making the game playable. Clean layout. Gee, that sounds so much like the OSR. Numbered sections, cross references, a first for D&D. Logical dungeon procedures, time tracking. We talk about how important it is, right? Light sources, wandering monsters, and of course, if you saw yesterday's video, race as class. So instead of AD&D's complexity, you got archetypes that just worked, right? Fighter, cleric, magic user, thief, dwarf, elf, halfling. It was the edition that said, here's how you actually run a dungeon. And for gamers, thousands of gamers, that was the D&D they fell in love with, not the advanced version. For me, I got introduced with advanced, and I thought basic was for babies. And I didn't get my Moldvay edition until I found it in a discount store. And I was shocked and surprised at how readable it was. And it wasn't for babies, but it was streamlined and certainly the system you'd want to introduce a new gamer to the hobby with. Not AD&D as I got introduced. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. I had many years of loyal play with AD&D. But there's something about BX. So, read Moldvay's text today, and it feels human. It's clear, concise, friendly, never condescending, never slipping into Gygaxian prose. We joke about that, but it's true. Gygaxian prose was a thing. But Moldvay's text told you how to roll a character, how to build an adventure, how to, dare I say it, make rulings instead of flipping through the pages trying to find the right rule. Moldvay was about empowering the DM. So that tone, approachable but authoritative, became the voice of the OSR decades later. You can hear echoes of Moldvay and Old School Essentials, Swords and Wizardry, Basic Fantasy, Labyrinth Lord, Dragon Slayer, Adventure Conqueror King system. There's so much of the OSR can be traced back to BX. It's the game that made DMs confident, not dependent. So fast forward to the early 2000s. D&D 3rd edition had gone D20 crazy, right? Rules were everywhere. The OGL cracked open the vault, the secrets that were hidden behind, and suddenly creators could rebuild the past. And what did they rebuild? They rebuilt BX. Basic Fantasy came in and started a community project based pretty much on the BX rules. Labyrinth Lord came in and made a faithful clone of BX. Years later, Old School Essential came along and polished it to damn near perfection. And every one of those games carried the BX torch. Right? Not as nostalgia, but as design philosophy. Fast rulings. BX is built on fast rulings, player agency, dangerous exploration. There are no rails. And simplicity over spectacle. And 45 years later, can you believe it? People are still playing BX. And not as museum piece, but because it simply works. The OSR didn't invent the old school mindset. It rediscovered Moldvay's design wisdom. Limitations breed creativity. Player skill trumps character skill. We've had that discussion. Rulings, not rules, drive adventure. It's a hobby that often chases complexity, right? Some games are very detailed in the OSR. And BX reminds us that simple doesn't mean shallow. It means playable. So if someone asks you, where did the OSR really begin? Don't say 2006. Don't say with blog posts and retroclones. And believe me, I was there in the earlier days of the blog explosion. Say 1981. Say Moldvay and Cook and Marsh. Say BX. BX D&D. And if you want to keep exploring the roots of this great game, hit the subscribe button and join me this coming Friday night as I do another members only BX deep dive. Or come back on Saturday when it goes to the public. Until then, keep your torch lit, your morale steady, your tankard full, and as always, God bless. I'll catch you all later. Thank you so much.